I've just seen something that's been posted and shared publicly, and if I'm honest, it rose a reaction in me. So my name's Jenny Kovacs, and today I want to talk to you and make this video about achievement. Now, I did set a task to a close group in a circle of people around me to also do something similar. And I had it all planned. I was going to tell you about how over 20 years ago I sold £1 million worth of sales at Thomas Cook's. I was going to tell you about all the great things that I've achieved in my business so far. And then I stopped and I paused because I realised something. I realised that for a majority of us, there are a few things that trouble us along our journey. And for me, the achievement isn't the achievement, if that makes sense. The achievement is what happens along the way, what happens along the path. And I know that so many of you, especially if you're a business owner, whether you're starting out, whether you've been going for a few years, whether you've changed your mind in between, are really motivated and really inspired by the 100k months, the 10 grand a month business, the 6-figure, 7-figure and 8-figure businesses. And I get all of that. And don't get me wrong, trust me that I celebrate with those people too. What I'm really about is you being seen and you being visible. And what I really want to remind you of is here's where the real achievement lies. Before you hit that 10k month, 20k month, 100k month, before you hit those 6 figures, 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, often in our rise to our own achievement, we need to hit 1 figure. It might be number of clients, or maybe even 2 figures. First coaching call, for example, or even 3 or 4 figures. So I wrote down on this tiny piece of paper a couple of things that I really want to say to you and that I really want you to hear. Here are a few ways that you can get to whatever figures you would like, so that you can write your own social media posts on achievements, so you can make your videos or even write a blog on your successes. The thing that I know for sure is the first step is in deciding. Yes, deciding what specifically it is that you want to achieve and why. If you're one of these people that find yourself being really inspired by somebody and thinking, but I want to be like them, stop. It's going to really burn you. It's going to really hurt you. So 3 things that I would suggest you do instead when you decide is decide with 3 things: your head, your heart and your hands. So what do I mean by that? Your head normally leads you to the logical place. It might not be the only place to stop and stay, because sometimes our head can be the logic that tells us that it's not possible, it's not doable, and maybe that kicks in the mindset piece. So the other thing to bring in is in your heart. Think about this in your heart. What would make you feel good about doing the thing that's in your head? So what would be a nice partnership with it? So go from your heart. What is really you? Because if I tell you a story of how I've achieved something and you aspire to be the same, you can absolutely achieve the same, but you need to do it with plenty of your heart. And the third thing to do when you're deciding are your hands. What can you physically take on? What can you achieve? I've met so many people that have owned businesses and burnt out. When I say burnt out, I don't mean like had 2 or 3 weeks off. I'm talking a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Maybe they've taken a break, maybe they've had children, started a family, maybe they've looked at a new career, maybe they've taken a break because they weren't sure. The thing is, what can you do with your hands? So when you make the decision to decide, make it with your head to start off with your thoughts, then make sure that your heart's involved, so it's something that you really feel passionate about and that you want to do and are able to do, because believe me, you'll have knocks along the way. And then finally, what can you do? What can you do with your hands? The next thing to do is to believe in you. Now, there are days where you might be crying into your porridge. There are days where you'll think, I can't do this anymore. There might even be days where you think, this is hard, a lot more hard than I expected to. Maybe I should do something else. And the thing that I've absolutely loved about my own journey is the community. The communities of people that we choose to spend our time with are of paramount importance. whether it's a Facebook community, a LinkedIn community, whether it's a live network group like one of the well-known networking networks, whether it's a breakfast meeting, whether it's a group of people in a similar situation to you, whether it's business, pleasure, personal or work, that get together and share commonalities, share your ups and downs, highs, lows, successes and path to success. The community that you spend your time in is really important. And if you're looking for a community to spend your time with that's online, that's international, and that has a really juicy vibe, I'll make sure I put a link to that group onto the video. And then the third thing I want to say, without sounding soft and soapy, is go for your dreams. Go for your dreams, but watch out for jumping into nets, especially if you can't see them. Jumping into nets and hoping that they appear. If there's something that feels uneasy about doing that within your heart, explore it first, so that if you decide to jump and wait for the net to appear, and if for some reason it doesn't appear as quickly as you want to, or doesn't appear at all, you know that you've gone for your dreams, you've used your head, your heart and your hands, and you've gone for it, and it was the best decision that you can make. No blame and definitely no shame. Push yourself. Now, when I say push yourself, I'm not talking about the push yourself that gets you into burnout. I'm talking about push yourself to do one small thing on a daily basis or a weekly basis that will make a difference to you getting closer towards your dream. And usually the best motivator is the thing that pushes you away from the stuff that you didn't want in the first place. And the last note that I really want to share with you is like the determination, the decision. The best way I know to make that happen is to just put one foot in front of the other. If your life, if your business, if your career, if your profession is a journey, each journey starts with a step and then another one and another one and another one. So next time you look at what your achievements are, really delve deep into your head, your heart, your hands, make your decision from that place and move forward step by step by step. So some of the ways in which I've been able to do this throughout my lifetime, I've achieved some great things. I've had the opportunity to stand and speak on big stages, something that I really wanted to do. I've had the opportunity to travel, sometimes internationally and sometimes on a train. Now, I run my own business, and quite often just being able to travel within the same country I'm in and know that I can still work, still serve people at their highest level is just as important to me as the international stuff too. So have a look at your achievements, write them down, and every time you remember them, capture them, keep pictures of them, and any time you need to look at your achievements, go to your community. They'll soon tell you what they are, even when you think you can't see them yourself. I'm Jenny Kovacs. Thank you so much for joining me, and bye for now.